When we were children, innocent of anything and curious of everything around us, once we commit a mistake or does not follow a rule of our parents, we usually receive a punishment, whether it was mild or harsh, depending on the degree of what we did. With this, we basically know that there are kinds of punishments. Physical punishment is number one. It consists of things like slapping, spanking, switching, puddling, and the most common method is the use of belt or hairbrush. I am in a family of 4 where my father is a disciplinarian. Well, I can say my mother as well. I do remember one sunny day when I was playing outside and my mother called me to go inside instead and stop playing, but I insisted to play because that was weekend and I want to spend more time with my playmates instead of sitting in front of my books. As we usually do our game and continue, I stumbled and fell unexpectedly. I cried and shouted, not knowing that my mom saw the accident and became aware of what had happened. I know that time I will be having a really bad dream. She let me in and scolded me inside, not outside of the house. Asked me to kneel in front of the mungasids, half of the hour. Then I remembered the loudest cry that I could ever heard from my siblings. That was when they were punished by my father. I have 4 siblings and I am the youngest. Of course, you may think that I have all the least punishments that my parents could give us, but not in my case. We had almost the same experiences depending on the rules we broke or the things we did wrong or sometimes the lack of respect. My father's favorite tool in disciplining us is the use of his belt. More exactly because this is what always comes closer to him. He punished us hard and so bad that your butt will look like a ripe tomatoes instead of green pepper. The number 2 kind of punishment is the verbal punishment. This is what exactly most of the women and mothers loves to do. Some of us hate this kind of method because words are exactly deadly than this. Shaming, ridiculing, using cruel words, and saying, "I don't love you," are the words that fits and might be heard when you break the favorite vase of your mother or do not eat properly in public and many more. The third one is what we called the withdrawal reward. Things like you can't watch TV if you do not do your homework, or something like you cannot play outside if you do not clean your room. Lastly, the penalties we get when we do something that annoys or affects the other person. An example would be, you broke the window, so you will have to pay for it with money from your allowance. Punishments are the ways our parents manifest to be able to discipline us. When we were scolded, our mom would say afterwards that she only did it because she loves you. But we always look further and deeply as to how they administer the punishment, because some of them can never be justified and might only pose danger to our child in becoming more stubborn and impolite son or daughter. But why do we really need to punish our children or someone who commits a wrongdoing? Does it really show that the love we have for them? Because we want them to see the mistakes that they did and not do it again? But we are human beings capable of doing mistakes. According to an article I've read, Parents who use physical punishment are setting an example of using violence to settle problems or solve conflicts. Children imitate their parents' behavior. When parents use physical punishment, children are more likely to use violent acts to settle their conflicts with others. The child who has been treated harshly has no reason to be good. Or he may be good just from being punished and not learn to be good because he thinks it is the right thing to do. Where reward and punishment focus on the child, encouragement and reality discipline target the arc. Reward and punishment teaches the child to be good as long as we are looking. When rewards are our cheap way of motivating children, we run the risk of creating carrot seekers children who are always looking for and expecting a reward every time they do something good or right. We heard the saying, spare the rod and spoil the child. The experience, the consequences of his or her decision is a hassle-free way to discipline. Children learn from experiences like us adults. We call it the hard way because children learn that every act has a corresponding consequence for which he is responsible for. We definitely want to hear from our parents what the consequences are for breaking a rule. But we do also need to know the reason for the consequence. For example, not coming to dinner table in time is that the child does not eat his dinner that evening. Or the child cannot eat his dinner that evening. The reason for such consequence is that it is extra work to keep food warm and considerate of the family members, being inconsiderate. Therefore, we can say that effective discipline methods work better than punishment in teaching children how to behave. Now, why am I telling the story of punishment? Is it because it is a current trend? Is it because it is where the world is leading to? In this world where bad people are prevalent and everywhere, from the moment you ride a jeepney, when you buy food in the street, in the store, when you buy food in the store, while walking on the street, or anywhere you go, your life is in danger. You know your life is in danger because of the rampant number of criminals in the world. Even security awards can pose a danger in your life. Or a child begging for money. It is not lack of trust to the people around you, but it is the mere fact that the world around you, that the world is facing right now. There are different kinds of crimes which rise every single hour of the day. Thousands of people die because somebody killed them. Somebody suffers every minute just because their life will no longer be like the days before. Somebody loses hope in the future every second because of the shocking or traumatic experience as a victim of rape. We heard in the Bible, according to Matthew chapter 5 verse 38, stated that you have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. This means to show that you believe if someone does something wrong, that person should be punished by having the same thing done to them. If you commit murder, then you shall be punished by death. This is what has been called as the capital punishment, sometimes called death penalty or execution. It is the punishment by death. As of now, there are 58 countries that still have that penalty. And together, our country, the Philippines, is in the middle of argument as to whether the president will regain capital punishment. The reason why some countries allowed capital punishment because that penalty resulted in some countries to lessen occurrence of murder. They say that saving lives is priceless. Cost doesn't matter. It can be perceived as promoting the lives. It can be perceived as promoting the lives of the people and being nationalistic. Asking the bishops, though they condemn the implementation of capital punishment, they acknowledge that Catholic teaching has accepted the principle that the state may take appropriate measures to protect itself and its citizens from grave harm. This has found from a theologian, Thomas Aquinas, who put so much emphasis on the common good. It has also been compared in the method often heard in the hospital that a diseased portion of the body may be removed in order to restore the health of the whole body. Likewise, if a capital offender may be executed in order to resolve the stability of the country, others may condone it because they are not yet experiencing such things. But are we supposed to kill a serial killer who admits to murdering 8 college women over the course of 4 years, using his shrewdness and good looks that he uses to go on with a date with these women and strange them and bury their bodies? Are we supposed to kill a 25-year-old man with mental age of a 7-year-old boy who kills a neighbor? Is it really justifiable to say that vengeance is the root of our deeds? Is it just cheaper to execute someone or to sentence that to life imprisonment? Is there a legitimate line to be drawn between innocent human life and those who attack innocent human life? Or do we believe that only God can take a life?